Officer, my hands are up. One shot, two shot, the people have had enough. Shots fired, and they got it on camera. Paid to protect and serve, but all they do is damage us. If they ain't gunning you down in your passenger seat, they're most likely beating your ass in the street. Armed or not, they're gonna take that shot, and you'll be another victim of this ugly plot. Stay safe, because the boys is out, and turn the shit up if they asking what the noise about. Whoop, whoop. Yes, that's the sound of the police. Look around, no justice, no peace. If you hear I'm coming, you best start running. These pigs is out of control and they're eager to start gunning. All we want is for this shit to stop. License to kill, but only if you're a cop. I said, don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Yo, Mr. Officer, man, what's up? I ain't resisting, Mr. Officer, my hands are cuffed. I don't claim no set and I don't sell that shit. I'm a MC with the message at a mailman kit. I wasn't loitering, I was just spitting a few raps about y'all with badges, abusing y'all straps, taking lives with a click bang, saying we insane. Peace walks in protest, but don't shit change. Y'all are pulling up and pulling triggers on sight, slaying us all like it's your God-given right. Acting hysterical after y'all done took it there. You're about to resign and do a few months, that shit ain't fair. Officer, y'all are savage with the full clip. Never thinking before you pull shit, looking for any reason to light a man up. Hope you don't grab your Glock before you see my hands up. I said, don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, red and blue flashes, that's your asses. License and registration, click, clack, loud. You got a hole in your chest now. This is what our country has come to. Nowhere to live, nowhere to run to. Who do we call on the cops after they done broke the law? I swear one day they gonna smoke us all, and you'll read in the news about how they got away with it. A sad reality of life, and I don't know what to make of it. Instead of cracking down on the thugs and drugs, they aiming at the innocent, buckshots and slugs. Either that or they tase you into a coma, brain dead to the point where you remember no one. So Mr. Officer, notice my hands in the air. I just thought I'd let you know, even though you don't care. I said, don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer, my hands are up. My hands are up. Don't shoot, Mr. Officer.